Thank you so much for coming back. Remember, sorry, it's Max from the Mexcreationtv. Yes, someone was asking me about company runaway, travel ban, duration, and consequences. Yes, when you look at runaway in Qatar, that may be employee runaways. Then we look at company bankruptcy. Company gets trigger off its bankruptcy. It wants to seizure, to end is what we call its operation. Yes, we have what you call travel bans. Then we also have what you call recruitment bans. Yes, for an employee will be given what you call a travel ban. Then for the company, it will be given what you call a recruitment ban. Most of you have come to these Gulf countries, or most of you are in Qatar here. From the Mexcreationtv. Yes, someone was asking me about company runaway, travel ban, duration, and consequences. Yes, when you look at runaway in Qatar, that may be employee runaways. Then we look at company bankruptcy. Company gets trigger off its bankruptcy. It wants to seizure, to end is what we call its operation. Yes, we have what you call travel bans. Then we also have what you call recruitment bans. Yes, for an employee will be given what you call a travel ban. Then for the company, it will be given what you call a recruitment ban. Most of you have come to these Gulf countries, or most of you are in Qatar here. You find that there are companies that cannot recruit, but they are outsourcing workers from other companies to come and use them. Either they may prepare for them what we call secondment contracts, as I talked about, or they may try to use them in another situation. Yes, let us try to look at what is the duration. What is the duration? In this video, I want to share out some of the recruitment bans and travel bans that definitely should understand as an individual. What definitely should understand. When we look at the company itself, then also we look at what you call an employer or an employee himself when it comes to what you call runaway cases. For the company, it may be what you call bankruptcy, or what you call violating what you call the terms and of a given period of time. So let us try to go straight. By the way, is it your first time to come across Mexcreation? Don't hesitate to give him a subscribe tab. Follow, give him a subscribe, share. Yes, it will be the only way you will motivate him to make more work. Okay, let us try to look at the duration of the bans. Let us try to look at what you call unemployment, or what you call the labor bans. Yes, workers that have absconded, leaving job, country without an employer approval, face of what you call a ban of up to 2 years. Okay? However, this block future work in Qatar, you cannot return back until 2 years, until it is resolved in this situation. That is why most of the time I keep on telling people, don't make runaways, because most of these employers, according to the article, especially domestic workers, according to the laws, they have an infringed power of what you call the exit and entry as your sponsor to file a case against you. So most of the times the ban is always for 2 years. And however, if something that definitely should also understand, if an employee is terminated or punished and fails to appeal, yes, it is what you call a 4-year re-entry ban may be applicable. This is where the problem comes from. Yes, you are being terminated, but you failed to leave the country within the stated period of time. Or you fail to appeal, you fail to go to report yourself to appeal in any case. So for your regard, your ban will be up to what you call 4 years and above. It may be applicable depending on what you call decision that may be taken. Let us try to look at what you call recruitment bans on what you call companies. Yes, some companies are deemed not to shelter absconding workers. Yes, there are some companies that have been taking it as a business to use or to employ workers that are on runaway or absconding, or workers that are being banned, or workers that have faces. Yes, in this case, these companies will be banned from recruiting employers for what we call 2 years. However, something that you need to understand, in this situation, if they are giving what you call a recruitment ban to a company, it's also going to affect you as an individual who is caught working for that company. What is it going to be? Your ban will be strictly for what you call 1 year. And that is normally what happens. Let us try to look at what you call travel bans. Travel bans, we look at what you call exit bans. Yes, normally exit bans are issued by what we call the courts or what we call the public prosecution. Typically, normally it is in relation to what you call financial debts, bounce check, loans, criminal charges, employer, contractual disputes. That's when make them. However, this stays in effect until issue is fully solved. This one is a little bit, it's a little bit can be solved between the two people in one or the other. However, something that definitely we need to understand, what could be the consequences of what you call the travel ban? Consequences, this, most of the times you cannot leave Qatar, or you may be barred from entering Qatar until what you call the underlying case is already settled. And most of these situations or these cases are normally settled when, especially it's within also the inclusion of what you call your employer. Then also it will also affect what you call the visa, the residency renewal, your QID cancellation. It will be styled in one way. And most of you will agree with me. Yes, for those people that have assets in Qatar, you'll find that assets will be seized, and fines and costs may require deposits or guarantees to lift out what you call transaction or what you call restriction. Yes, no social support during the ban period. Usually essential in what you call legal limbo, and definitely that could be. However, how to lift a travel ban or what you call unemployment ban? Yes, first of all, what you need to understand, you need to identify the cause. Check the status under what you call the Ministry of Labor website or what you call the Metrash app. Check the status. Yes, after checking the status, then resolve what you call the root issues. Yes, if it is to repay the debt, pay the redates. If it's a bounce check, yes, resolve. If it is to settle salary disputes and contract violations via negotiation by the Ministry of Labor, do it. If it is to pay any imposed fine or submit financial guarantees, then do it. Then you can also do what you call, you can apply for a ban removal, either through what you call the Ministry of Interior Service or court order after what you call resolution. Let us try to go and look at what you call the real world advice from what you call experts. What do experts say? He says, if an employer never filed any complaint, he is good to go. Majority of employers never give a shit if you do not run away. Yes, a travel ban could mean not being allowed to leave the country. It means to prevent you from fleeing what we call the case. Yes, but what you need to understand, yes, there are some sponsors that definitely go and file what you call absconding cases. You have to raise your grievance to what you call the Ministry of Labor. In case you feel this grievance is being raised against you in a very wrongful way, yes, go also get the case. Most of you have made mistakes. You get a runaway case. The runaway case, you're given a notification in 3 days, but you cannot even report yourself. You need to report yourself to have what you call an appeal against what we call what was the runaway that was reported against you if it was not in the rightful position. In those cases, your travel ban will be lifted. It will not be the same travel ban as the other people that do not go to court and appeal, or like any other person who did not go in time to appeal to what was being given to that regard. Let me try to give you my own summary regarding the same. The type of ban, duration, and what it will trigger. Yes, employment ban is up to 2 years or 4 years. Yes, absconding, contract violation, and what you call penal, what you call termination. Recruitment bans, companies can be banned from recruitment from 1 to 2 years. And companies, normally these companies, what brings about that? Companies that hire what you call absconded or abscond workers. Companies that hire runaway workers. Then we look at travel exit, ban indefinite until fixed days legal contract. Yes, normally this is triggered. Travel exit, for example, someone may be barred from exiting the country. It's because of what you call fixed dates and also what you call contract disputes and maybe what you call criminal charges that definitely it could be. However, something you should understand, there is no fixed duration of what you call a travel ban. They remain until the legal and financial case are always resolved. Employment ban typically it lasts for 2 years unless tied to a serious punitive dismissal. It may be what you call 4 years. Yes, most of you will agree with me that have runaway cases or have ban outside the country. It may take you a duration of what you call 2 years. Yes, most times you may have what you call a ban relief in case you apply for it. Then definitely that could be the case in one or the other, and definitely that could be the case of you in one or the other. Thank you so much.